Hey, when you think about your biggest expense when you retire, what comes to mind? Well, it might be healthcare or your housing, but for many retirees, it's actually taxes. And if you're not careful, taxes can significantly impact your retirement savings. And we're going to discuss those strategies to help you keep more of your money. We've got Laurel and Taylor Steward from Mattson Financial Services in today. They've been helping West Michigan residents retire successfully for decades. You may also know them from their radio show, Money Mentors. Laurel, Taylor, welcome back. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Always good to be here.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, who doesn't love talking about taxes?
gosh.
I know.
That's probably the best thing to talk
It's
about.
very timely.
People are shutting the TV off as we speak, right?
Well, wait, don't shut your TV off
Yeah.
yet, because the cost in taxes surprises people. Speak to that.
It does. A lot of people don't realize, especially if you're investing into a 401k, you're saving money, but you're actually deferring the tax, right? So that bucket of money hasn't been taxed yet. Then comes the time of retiring, and if that's the investment vehicle that you chose, we didn't diversify anything. Now every dollar that you take has federal tax, then we've got state tax, and not only there, but everything else with retirement really goes back to taxes.
Oh my goodness! I could Uncle Sam is waiting in a bush
He is.
to pounce,
They're there.
to come with that money. So you have strategies to help with this, and I heard you say diversification. I'm sure that's key, right?
Yeah, so diversification by qualifications of that money. So Laurel mentioned your 401k, largely pre-tax, right? So you pull it out, you're paying ordinary income tax on it in retirement. But what we like to look at is start diversifying outside of just that bucket. So we've got our Roth IRA or a tax-free bucket, and then our after-tax accounts, or our standard brokerage accounts, your savings and checking. That stuff is taxed differently. And if we've got our money set up into those individual buckets appropriately, we can essentially pick and choose how much we want to pay in taxes. Maybe your other income sources are lower this year, or you retired midway through the year and you got a big bonus. So we don't want to pull from the pre-tax bucket because that'll bump you up a tax bracket. So then we look at other buckets to do so. And then it can affect things like your Social Security, your Medicare, healthcare costs as well. So that's why it's good to have those other buckets so we can pick and choose.
I love all the buckets.
All the buckets.
Tell you what, you said you could choose how much tax you want to pay as low as possible, right?
Yep.
That's got to be
Right.
like the most popular option.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Not
People
many-
just don't know that there are options out there to do something differently.
Absolutely. Well, what about people? Like, I don't know what's considered wealthy these days, but there are high net worth individuals. Is it different for those? I mean, or is this only for them, or is this for your regular?
No, it's really for everybody, and I always encourage my clients too when they're speaking with their kids and grandkids, starting that conversation today, so they've got more of that tax-free money when they get to retirement. But whether you're still working or you're getting closer to retirement, there's really no time that we can't take advantage of the current tax brackets to help lower that future income. And if we've got, let's say, somebody's got about $800,000 in their 401k, they're going to retire in a couple years. By doing some of this tax planning, we've seen it save them, north of $15,000 a year moving forward, which helps lower their taxes on Social Security, things like Medicare as well. And if you just go about it and don't have that plan, you're paying unnecessary taxes that you don't have to.
I'm assuming that people make mistakes, right?
Sure.
But we're not fiduciaries.
Yep.
We don't have the training that you have. But is it safe to say that some people think, hey, I'm going to save up all of this money, and then it's just going to be there for me to pull out, and I can just pull out whenever I want, and that's as simple as it is.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is that a common mistake where you're just like, well, I saved it up, now it's a savings account, and I just pull it out?
Absolutely. I mean, we've sat down with clients to talk about 401ks in general, and that they said, wait, I have to pay tax on it? That's not all of my money, right?
Right.
So it's an education piece, and that's why we're trying to get the word out, start sooner than later. You might be in retirement, we can still make some shifts, but you also want to think about it as to, if this money doesn't affect you in your tax situation, what happens upon your passing? What does that look like for the next generation? Do they get it and now a 30% or 40% tax bite is taken out of that, of your hard-earned money? Or did you do proper planning and now we have a better strategy so they don't have that tax burden that they have to deal with too?
Yeah, maybe your kids are in their highest earning years at that point that they receive that inheritance, right? So it's not by anybody's fault, that they have to pay that tax. It's just there wasn't that proper planning ahead of time. Also, what if they've got grandkids that are getting ready to go to college and they receive that inheritance that they were maybe going to receive some financial aid for, and now they're not going to because of that inheritance. So that's also a big part of that.
Well,
Lots of dynamics.
Well, at this point, I'm sure someone watching is like, the worst feeling they could have is, I wish I had known. I wish I had known that, because
Yeah.
I could have saved myself so much money. So let's get people in the know, right? You've got this great offer.
So for the first 5 callers, if you've saved $250,000 or more for retirement, we'd love to invite you in, have a conversation with one of our fiduciary advisors, and it's completely complimentary. Because our goal is to mentor you and educate you along the way, and we think you'll find us different here at Mattson Financial.
Absolutely. What a great, just sit down and talk to them. An incredible offer. Thank you. For you at home, take advantage of this special offer from Mattson Financial Services. If you're ready to spring into retirement with a plan that's built for success, Laurel, Taylor, and the rest of the team want to sit down with you personally to customize an enhanced retirement plan just for you. This is a comprehensive plan that includes a look at your investments, your income sources, taxes, and so much more to help get you to and through that retirement you deserve. Reserve one of those spots now. Call and reserve your spot at 1-800-536-8907. And don't wait, those spots fill up quickly.